Hey Sandcar Adventure Crew, Conrad coming at you with a classified ad review on this beautiful 4-seat Mendiola SHORTSTAR powered long travel car. But before we get there, a word from our sponsors. Get your merch at sandcarbysell.com. Consider supporting us financially through Patreon or subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are 164 away from 500. It's free. And without further ado, or commercial interruptions, let's get into this classified ad review. Did I mention that it has a trailer too? Okay, so let's check out the details on this car and see what he says. This car is brought to you by Sandcar Buy-Sell crew member Jamie Carbino out of Coleman, Michigan. That's right, so you Michigan Duners, this car's back there for you. He's asking $32,000 or best offer. We have got a 2001 4-seat long travel Sandcar and trailer. I'll show you a photo of the enclosed trailer at the end of this. But for now, V6 SHORTSTAR, freshly rebuilt Mendiola 2D, brand new 4-core radiator and 930 CVs. It's a great running car and a lot of fun. So we don't have a lot of information to go by on this, but at the same time, I recognize a lot of bitchin' parts on it. So we'll go ahead and run through this anyway. If you need more detailed information about the engine and transmission, you're going to want to go ahead and reach out to Jamie Carbino or leave a comment below. Okay, so let's jump into the car and take a closer look. So one of the first things I do whenever I'm looking at the photos or if I'm looking at a car in person is to try to identify the chassis. Who built the car? Now, just by looking at this, I know it's one of 3. And I'll review those a little bit later on and educate you about these cars. But this is either an ACECO, Fodral Motorsports, or an off-road buggy supply chassis. And I'll tell you why in the end. Okay, so let's jump into the pictures and see what we see. So one of the first things I see on this car is this front wheel because it's kind of sticking right out at us, right? We've got a Douglas non-beadlock front wheel with a triple razor on it, and then a probably Douglas beadlock rear wheel. Well, actually, I know it is because I could tell by the ring. Just saying. And Sand Tires Unlimited paddles in the back. Now, this is a fairly common setup for the late 90s, early 2000s, and I bet you this car hasn't even really been changed all that much from when it was originally built. But I see Fox coilover shocks up here in the front. Nice rack and pinion. I think I mentioned the disc brakes on here. Look at the lacing. Oh, these are spiderweb right here. Nice full side panels. Tubular trailing arms. Coilovers. Let's see, when we get around the back, we'll take a look at these. These little bars up here on the top and then this little bar down here. These are identifiers for me, right? These are things that I'm looking for. And there's another bar right here that's been welded in. So I'm not sure if this was a before or after the fact, but that's usually not there. So that's a pretty cool extra bracing that we have on that. All right, moving on. Okay, so the coming at you shot. What do we have here? Right away, double flags. Looks like they're, what are those, LED disco whips? Those are pretty awesome with our American flags at the top. You know, one of the things that I think is kind of funny about you Michigan Duners is your front whips. Everybody has to run the whip on the very front of the car, and it's so weird for us Southwest Duners to see these like this. I mean, it makes sense. I get it, but it's definitely odd for what we do down in our dunes here, Glamis, Dumont. Yeah, trying to say. But look at the spider web that we've got up here, all of the bracing on this. I won't jump too far into it, but this is off-road technology that you see on this car. It is just a fantastic build. I mean, look at the size of the spindles on this. Really nice setup. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so now we've got the passenger front 3/4 shot dual shears, the double shear that you see on this, and this is coming down from the A pillar. I mean, this is just a super stout car. I mean, again, boom, 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 boom. Everywhere you look right here, everywhere you look throughout the car, it's just going to be built right, and it's going to have the proper bracing. Moving on. And here we get a good shot of that SHORTSTAR V6. So from the factory, whenever they were in the automobile, these were rated at around 215 horsepower, but these can easily go to 250, 300, no problem. Buckled up against that Mendiola 2D, you're going to have zero issues with this package. I mean, this car is just miles of smiles. You're going to have a lot of fun. I like the radiator placement because it's still high enough up in the wind to get your cooling. We've got Fox piggyback coilover shocks. Again, we're running a V6, right? So this is going to be a fairly lightweight car overall. We don't have the triple bypasses and all of that stuff on this one, so it's not going to be very heavy. I do see limiting straps on here. Again, good shot of the tubular trailing arms. Check out the engine mounts. Got some paint detail on this, it looks like. That's a tube that I don't see very often, but I guess it makes a good toe point. We've got skid plate under the bottom here. Let's see, dual exhaust with some cans on it. And yeah, of course, we got our disco whips on there. All right. Moving on. Okay, so now on the rear of the car, the first thing I noticed was this fuel filler location. It's really nice because you can walk up with that 5-gallon fuel jug, maybe put it on your shoulder and tip it up and top off this car quite simply. Now, I do want to mention something to you though too, is look at the shocks. They're actually outboard of the frame, and we'll discuss a little bit more detail on that later in the video. Okay, so here's the car in the enclosed trailer that is included with the purchase, and this is pretty awesome because check this out. The wall is straight, right? Look at how close the paddle is in at the bottom and look at where it is in the top. And what that's going to show you is this car's got camber built into the back of the car. And I remember when we first ran one of these back in the early 2000s out at Oldsmobile Hill, people were saying, oh, it looks broke. It looks bent. Did you bend something? No. Actually, that camber is designed into the car to help it turn better, right? Off-road racer, I think he kind of knows what he's doing. Okay, so now we're moving into the cockpit. I've always wondered why it's called a cockpit, whether it's in a car or an airplane. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, but let's see what we got. You know what I really like is when folks do the footrests or the grab handles in chrome or polished stainless and then have the car powder coated. That's just a really nice detail that you see on this. We do have our 5-point harnesses, big suspension seats. Oh, look at that. The inside of the side panels are lined. Looks like we've got a nice leather steering wheel, billet aluminum hanger on the front here. We've got a full set of gauges. Here's your switches. I'm not sure what brand shifter that is. Let's see. Nice footrest. Dimple dyed across there, nice and flat for your passenger because you're going to be doing like 100 miles an hour. Well, you guys are in Michigan, so you're going to do it for a few seconds, right? Small area. Power steering. Here's our hoses that are running from the engine. Nice set of pedals, dead pedal on there, again with some dimple dies. And look at how this all ties together. I mean, this is just such a beautiful front end. You feel so safe in this car. If you were to endo it, I mean, you're not going to run into any damage on the chassis. You might throw the wheels off or bend up some A-arms or something like that, but overall, this is a really safe car. If you look at the bottom rail, how it comes around here and then around here, I mean, this is race car technology built into this chassis, so you are getting a quality car. All right, so let's see what we see here. Looking into the car, I see what appears to be beard seats in this with the adjustable headrests. It also looks like they're extra wide, and it's also got the goggle bag mounted up in the front. That's extra. These seats don't come with that stock. Here's a nice view of the chrome handle on here. We're moving into that, again, the structure of this, and looking at this now, it's got a Jmar super shifter on it, and let's see, billet rear view mirror. Beautiful, beautiful. Moving on. Now here's a good shot of the side steps with the dimple dies put into the aluminum work right here. I mean, that's just a beautiful, almost like a running board, right? Why are they called running boards anyway? Shouldn't they be called standing boards? I digress. Again, I just can't get enough of the front suspension setup on these cars. It like reminds me of, what was that? Mr. Miyagi? No. Karate Kid? Oh, he's gonna kick you in the face. This car's gonna kick your butt. Dual shears up here. Look at the triangulation. I mean, this is... I love this car. Super nice. Next. He's also including this double axle enclosed trailer. It looks like a pretty nice one. I don't know much about them. Look, it's got chrome and rounded corners. Steel wheels. Jack. So if you're really interested in this car, you're going to have to ask Jamie more information about the trailer because I'm not a trailer guy. I'm a sand car guy. Okay, so that pretty much rounds out the photos and what I can see from these here. But now let's get into a little bit of the education that I mentioned earlier in the video. Whether this car is a ACECO built by Mike Monahan. You know, I tried to do some research on this, but there's no ACECO website. There's no Facebook page. There's no nothing. Mike Monahan is still building off-road race cars. I'm not quite sure if he's doing sand cars anymore. This is literally the only thing I can find for ACECO is this bitchin' pre-runner with his ACECO sticker. But Mike Monahan was the originator of this particular style of chassis. Or is it a Fodral Motorsports? Because they also offered that chassis as well as a roller or a complete car, very similar to that ACECO design. But I happen to think it might be a off-road buggy supply built car, or at least sold by them. These folks are based out of Yuma, Arizona, and they also distributed those chassis, rollers, and complete cars. How do I know? Because I've been there. And the word that I got from Off-Road Buggy Supply is that there's a specific individual who builds those chassis here in Arizona, and they were distributed by both Fodrals and Off-Road Buggy Supply. And I'm not sure what other shops sold them as well, but they were built here in Arizona. So not only do I think this is an off-road buggy supply car based on my study of sand cars and dune buggies, I'd say it is, but guess what? So does this sticker right here. All right, so let's go ahead and close out this classified ad review. Hey, and don't forget to watch the blooper reel. All right, I guess that's all I've got. I'll close this out by saying thank you for watching. See you in the dunes. 3, 2, 1. Supporting us financially through Patreon. Consider base. Oh, you know what? I almost screwed up. Stop. But I study sand cars and sand car chassis like some people study, you know what, organisms through microscopes. Did I say organisms? Damn it. Of Arizona. God damn it. Photo review. I don't think that there's many. Boom, 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 right? Like it's just gonna be have. 3-spoke adapter, 3-spoke adapter, 3-spoke adapter, and included at that price, he's including. He's including because I have a little bit of a tell.